In this video, I'm going to tell you guys what I really think about Flatliners on 4K. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Rob. This is the Movie Vault. If this is your first time here, I would ask you to consider subscribing to the channel, hit the little bell, get notified every time I post a video, leave a comment, check out my Ko-fi link and my YouTube membership in the description below. Let's get into the Flatliners 4K review. So I picked this one up a good while back actually, guys. The Arrow Video 4K release of Flatliners. It's the one that came with the slipcover and it has the alternative artwork in beneath. So when we open up the Amaray case, this is unfortunately one of those Arrow releases where it's 4K disc only, no Blu-ray included in this one. A little bit disappointing, so I wasn't able to do a full 4K versus Blu-ray comparison for this video. Of course, we get a nice little booklet in there in this Arrow release. Has some writings on the movie, some information about the restoration, and some really cool minimalist looking artwork there. Let's talk audio quality first, guys. DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 surround mix on Flatliners 4K here. Sounded really good actually. I was really impressed with it. I kind of thought like this is a 1990s movie, 1990 to be exact. How well is this going to sound? It probably had at best maybe Dolby Pro Logic in its original theatrical release, but it did sound really well. I enjoyed the 5.1 DTS mix on Flatliners. Picture quality up next, guys. That's what we are here to talk about. Let's discuss the 4K quality of Flatliners. It's a 2.35 to 1 scope aspect ratio film, so you're going to get your black bars top and bottom of your screen. This is a 4K restoration of Flatliners by Sony Pictures. It's of the original picture negative 4K scan. That's good news, guys. It's a proper 4K restoration and release here. There was a HDR color grade done to Flatliners in this 4K restoration process, which was approved by the original cinematographer Jan de Bont. So obviously being a proper 4K scanner restoration, I am happy to say there is grain present in Flatliners, guys. No digital noise reduction, none of that stuff happening here. I will say there is a bit of an inconsistency with the film grain throughout the movie. For the most part it's there and it's fine, and it's a nice fine grain, and you get up close and you can see it, and you know all the usual things I kind of say about that. There is a couple of darker scenes within the movie that I felt the grain is more obvious, and that could be just different film stocks or something used during the filming of Flatliners, but I just thought I would mention it here in this review. The movie has this kind of blue and orange color grade to it, and I'm sure it was probably there originally, as I mentioned, HDR color grade approved by Jan de Bont, but I kind of feel like this isn't how I remember Flatliners. I remember it being a blue movie, but not this much blue. Obviously for most of the nighttime and the kind of dream sequence stuff, and then you have daytime stuff with this kind of orange look to it. And even if you look at the movie, there's just orange like tungsten kind of lights placed in positions, and then there's blue lights elsewhere. For me personally in this review, I just have to say it became a little overbearing after a while, so I was kind of over this blue and orange look to the movie at a certain point. So within the movie, William Baldwin is videotaping the flatline experiments, and you get to see that footage, so that's obviously very grainy within the movie. There's a couple of soft focus shots within the movie, which is obviously how it was filmed, and that can't be kind of changed or anything in this 4K version here, but I just thought I would mention there was two that were very obvious to me upon reviewing the movie here. Overall thoughts on the 4K here of Flatliners, guys. I have never had Flatliners in my movie collection, so I'm really happy to have it on this Arrow 4K version. For what it is, I would have likened to have a Blu-ray in this just to kind of compare and see. Probably we would have got the usual 4K looks a little bit darker, skin tone's more realistic as compared to the brighter looking Blu-ray. I just feel like there's some inconsistencies in the grain in there that was probably how the movie was shot, and that's just how it is. Did it look outstanding in 4K? Is it like one of these kind of, you know, reference discs? I don't think so. Personally, it looks good, it sounds good, it is what it is. That's kind of like, it's a little bit kind of meh. That's kind of how I feel about Flatliners on 4K. If we were looking for a thumbnail, meh. that would be it. Just a little bit about the movie, guys. As I mentioned there, I have not seen this in a very long time, and directed by Joel Schumacher, legendary Joel Schumacher. It feels very Joel Schumacher-esque. 1990, so like right as we come into the 90s, this was released. Even the medical school setting of the movie feels very like Joel Schumacher. Like it's this big, fancy, like almost what looks like a museum with these art pieces and like sculptures in the middle of the medical room. And like in reality, what medical school would ever look like that? It's a little bit kind of crazy, and the fact that these guys can do these medical experiments in the basement of this museum type school with nobody catching them is a little bit crazy. Overall, I like the idea of Flatliners. Again, I haven't seen it in a very long time, and I like the idea of the experiments and then how they're kind of their death sequences kind of end up haunting them in reality. Really, really cool, and the resolutions of those I liked. But again, happy to have this one. You know, and what a cast, what an absolute 90s cast, guys. Kiefer Sutherland, Julia Roberts, Kevin Bacon, William Baldwin, Oliver Platt, believe his name is in there. You know, cinematography, Jan de Bont, directed by Joel Schumacher. Can you get a more 90s movie? I don't know if you can, other than Flatliners. But that does this 4K review. Please jump in the comments, as I said, let me know. Have you got Flatliners on 4K? Did you pick it up? What do you think of the movie? I remember it, seeing it as a kid, and then kind of never saw it since until now. And happy to have it in the collection, but a bit underwhelmed by the 4K release here. So that does it for this video. Stay safe, guys. Talk to you on the next one.